Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Saturday Morning Coffee with Back to Basics Dog Training. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leon. I'm the trainer here over at Back to Basics Dog Training, and each and every Saturday morning, I bring you this live free dog training Q&A session where no questions are off limits when it comes to the behaviors of your dogs. We talk about energy, we talk about some training techniques, and of course, answer all your questions as they come up. So good morning, Cheryl, and good morning, Lisa. Yes, and a 1-year-old Irish Wolfhound. God, I haven't seen one of those in years. They're huge. Good morning, Lisa. Um, so, guys, if you have your questions, pop them into the comments. Let me know that you're here. Even if you don't have questions, shoot a comment. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. The more I see those comments, the more energetic I get, the more I just ramble. So, with that being said, and also a quick reminder, don't forget, guys, I know it's hard sometimes making it on the Saturday morning. I also do a live Q&A session every Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. And again, same platform, same thing, where I'm here to answer your questions so we can have those happy, balanced dogs that we all want. Good morning, Michelle from Selden. And I'm not sure what this got. Live streaming. Watch live dog training Q&A session with Back to Basics Dog Training on Zoom. That's pretty cool. Zoom stream. I don't even know what that is. But whoever put it out there, great. Hopefully we get a lot of people joining us. Ask the questions. And I'm stoked to get going on this week's topic. This week's topic, I know I've talked about it before, but the little thumbnail thing I did was about a terrified dog, a picture of a terrified dog. And I've been seeing a lot more of dogs with really bad insecurities. Good morning, Phyllis from Brooklyn. Good morning, Nancy and Trixie. Nancy, how's Trixie doing? I think she just got spayed this week, right? Am I correct? How's she doing? So with insecurity, guys, it's a real thing in dogs. As much as I say don't humanize the dogs, don't feel bad for their insecurities. It is a real thing. As humans, we're going to feel bad for a dog that we see is insecure. Good morning, Bonnie. When we see a dog that is insecure, we feel bad for them. Be it they're afraid of cars driving, people walking by, a leaf blowing in front of them, certain noises. I had a dog that I worked with years ago that was afraid every time the ice maker dropped ice in the freezer and heard that clacking noise, the dog became terrified of it. And it's heartbreaking. And I understand that. And believe me, it breaks my heart when I see dogs that are insecure about anything. But it is so crucial. I have a deaf dog who also has vertigo, Akita, who's 2 years. Best way to train. I've never dealt with a dog with vertigo before. So any training methods I would come up with that, I would say definitely clarify it with a vet first. Because of the vertigo, I'm not familiar with it. I've never dealt with a dog that had it. I have worked with deaf dogs, and the hardest thing with the deaf dog is to get their attention to focus on us. So that's when I start using different tools. A vibration collar is a great way to get the dog's attention, because you need the dog to look at you. And I would combine it with a leash. So what I would do and I have worked with deaf dogs before, is use the leash to guide, vibrate, use the leash for pressure release to get the dog to look at you. We got the focus, play a game with it. Tired, tried, it doesn't phase him. If a vibration collar is not working, then you're going to have to take it up a level to an actual stim collar. And, I know that's the thing I'm hesitant with because of the vertigo. I'm not sure. The collars I recommend are not shock collars. They're stimulus collars. If you ever had physical therapy or chiropractor where they put the TENS unit on, it feels very similar to that. It does not hurt the dog. It just creates a stim to get the dog's attention. I would still recommend checking with a vet first because of the vertigo. I'm not sure. It shouldn't affect it, but I'm not sure. But I would do the same thing. Find a low level where I know I get the dog's attention, and I would use high value treats. Everything I have ever done with deaf dogs is always based on high value treats as a reward for doing what I asked them to do. I worked with Bentley, a French bulldog, a Frenchie, that was deaf, and we used the e-collar stim. Boom, stim got the attention. High value treat, high value treat. Every time the dog looked at me, I took my time. I made sure that he felt the stim to get his attention, and then I would start working with hand signals. I'd still speak because we have to speak to deaf dogs because it's fun. We like talking to dogs. But I would do hand signals, sit, point to the butt, whatever, and guide them again using the treats. I've actually trained my dog with American Sign Language. So when I go like this, that is this American Sign Language for sit. I think this is lay down. And she understands it. But again, she has hearing, so I was able to reinforce it with sound. But you can do the same thing with leash pressure. Stim the collar to get the dog's attention. And the e-collar technologies, like I said, they're a little bit more money. They run you, retail cost is about $200 for them, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But they do not shock the dog. They stim the dog. And I would do, stim, leash pressure to look at me, good, treat, stim, leash pressure until they understand. Every time they feel that stim, they have to look for me. So they can be, 100 yards away and I still get their attention. And then we can start working on hand signals for different things using leash pressure. So if you raise your hand for a dog to sit, at the same time you're pushing, pulling up and back on the leash to guide the tuchus to the ground. The tuchus hits the ground. Yes, treat, praise, energy. It's real hard, but again, because of the vertigo, my definite Michelle, would be check with your vet before you use any tools. Nancy says they have been put off her spade until this coming Tuesday. We had some good days and some not so good days. I think it was not you weren't patient enough. She gets excited. I lost where it was. I think, she gets excited and biting when I get her out of her car harness and fasten the seatbelt to the harness. Yeah. So if she's getting excited when you're putting her in the car with the harness and the seatbelt attachment, don't disagree with the excitement. And when she's in a calm state of mind, praise her, clip it. So the only way that you go anywhere in the car is when she's in a calm state of mind. My girl is Lisa. Tina, we'll get to that in a second. If you give me a little bit more detail, when is she leash aggressive with dogs, with people, whatever? Let me know in the comments, and we'll definitely address that. Leash aggression is a real issue. I want to hit that since you asked. So again, everything we do with the dogs, putting them in the car, go for a car ride, has to be based on calm. Don't make the mistake because you want to go for a car ride, and then put them in the car because then we're getting them excited before we go anywhere. So if she gets excited when we put her in the car with the harness to clip the seatbelt on, disagree with the excitement, wait till she's calm, praise her, clip, good. And what I would do is desensitize her. And what do I mean by that is I wouldn't be planning on going anywhere. I would just go through the journey of being put in the car. So I take her, put her in the car. She gets excited. I wait till she calms down. I clip it on. Good girl, good girl. If she still stays calm, unconnected, take her out. Good girl. So she's learning that the only way in and out of the car is in a calm state of mind. And you just keep repeating that process. I have a dog that pees when he is scared. Absolutely, because he's being forced, Cheryl. I will address that as well. And like I said, Tina, if you can give me a little bit more info on your dog with leash aggression, we'll hit those questions too, but we'll talk in general until I see those. So guys, when we're trying to change a dog's behavior, it's repetition. And remember, we always have to use my 4 C's of training, which is the calm, confidence, consistency gets control. Um, and if you stay consistent and you do the repetition, timing, go into the car calm, come out of the car calm, go into the car, and then work on duration, how long she would stay in the car in a calm state. You'll break her of these habits. Wow, getting all these questions all at one time. Guys, give me a second. I got to scroll here a little bit to get back to Tina. We walk in the neighborhood. She's not fond of dogs or people, but I feel that it's only under the safety of the leash. Yeah, some dogs, and that's a great point, Tina, is dogs on leash. And I'll use Zoe as an example. Zoe on a leash tends to claim her space more, and it looks like leash aggression, a leash reactivity. It's really not. It's just claiming her space when she meets other dogs on leashes. Because remember, guys, dogs have fight, flight mechanisms the same as humans. We have, our first responders, they run towards. Most people run away. Dogs have the same thing. They're either going to run towards or they're going to run away. And if they don't feel they have that escape path, which is when they're on a leash, they may react with an unwanted behavior. So one, keep that in mind. Dogs demand their personal space. But as far as leash reactivity goes, and I've said this before, Tina, I don't know if you've been a frequent listener here on this broadcast. Leash reactivity is something that can easily be fixed if you look for the early signs. One, I would always say, go to my YouTube channel and find my playlist, How to Leash Train My Dog in 5 Easy Steps. It's about mastering the walk. The walk needs to be calm from the get-go. We have to change our dog's perception of the walk. The walk is not based on excitement. It's not based on aggression. It's not based on anything but calm. So from the moment we take the leash out, if our dog's excited, we cannot put the leash on the dog because that means the dog is excited before we even start the process of walking. When they're calm, we put the leash on. Then, of course, episode 2, threshold management, going through the threshold calmly, like ladies and gentlemen. That's focused on the handler. At the door, they should be looking at you. Can I go out? They shouldn't be looking past you. What's out there? What's out there? What's out there? What's out there? If we can master threshold management, and please watch my YouTube videos, guys, because it has helped thousands of people walk their dogs without me being in your home. If we can master the threshold, it makes that rest of the walk so much easier. And here's what I'm telling you: when you're dealing with a leash reactive dog, most of the time it's excitement. There's another dog or there's a person. Yay! As humans, we don't like that, so we correct with tension. We correct with anger. We correct with, why are you embarrassing me? Well, no. Stay calm. The 4 C's: calm, confidence, consistency, to get control. What I do when I deal with a leash reactive dog is I walk. We usually see the person or the dog before the dog does. I start looking at at the dog I'm working with, and as soon as I see any change in their behavior, in their normal walk, happy-go-lucky, goofball walk, yay, we're walking, dog, I'm going to correct there at a very low level. I'm going to, because something made them tense, and I'm going to be with my leash correction. Nope, sit, focus on me. Get them to focus on you. Focus is a crucial thing. And what you need to do is represent that dog passing or that person passing represents calm. The biggest issue I see with leash reactivity is we wait for the explosion and then we try to correct the dog. Too late. It is so much easier to correct a dog on that 0 to 10 scale at a 3 or a 4 than it is at a 7 or an 8. Don't let it get to a 7 or 8. So if you catch it early enough and you make the right correction, no, sit, no anger, no frustration, and you do this consistently, your dog will stop reacting to these things. I've worked with hundreds of, again, not thousands of dogs that are leash reactive. You got to catch it early. You stay, the 4 C's, calm, confident, to get the consistency, to get the control. Um, and you just keep working on it. But you got to start with mastering a calm walk first, guys. That's so crucial. And that works for scared dogs. That works for happy-go-lucky goofball dogs. That works for reactive dogs. And I don't want to use the word aggressive because most of the time it's not. It's usually overexcitement that they don't know what to do with. Um, Cheryl says, I have a dog that pees when he's scared. Okay, so the reason they pee when they're scared is because we don't respect them. People don't respect a scared dog because what we'll do is we will try to coddle them. We will try to make BFFs with them. And the dog is in there saying, don't come near me, don't come near me, don't come near me. And people still go near the dog. And the dog doesn't know what to, and they release their bladder. So what you got to do is when you're dealing with insecurity, guys, slow everything down. Again, if I'm out with an insecure dog that's scared of humans, I'm going to walk them and I'm going to see a person come up. And I usually set it up with somebody I know. And I'll walk the dog and I'll start looking at the dog as the person approaches. As soon as I see that dog starting to get scared, we stop. Everybody stops. The person coming towards me stops. I stop. And we wait for the calm. Wait for the calm. Because we're respecting what the dog is saying. So the person coming towards me, oh my God. Oh, they stopped. Yay. I can relax a little bit. Once I see them relax, of course, we're going to praise the dog. Good. We're not going to make a big deal out of it. And then I'm going to stay still. I'm going to ask that person to take another step closer and see how the dog reacts. They should not be looking at the dog, touching the dog, talking to the dogs. They should have no interaction with the dog, your dog. They should be focused on you, almost ignoring the dog, because eye contact could be conceived as a bad thing. Talking to a dog could be conceived as a bad thing. So the no look, no touch, no talk is a great concept. And take that step closer. If we don't see a reaction, take another step closer. If we see a reaction, we stop again. Let the dog comprehend what's going on. As soon as we see the mind calm down, praise, take a step closer. Until they can coexist with us at a normal distance. I'm not saying pet the dog, talk to the dog, anything. And then what I always recommend doing is going for a walk with this other person and just go for a stroll. Take a little stroll with the dog, with that person, and then eventually hand the leash off to that other person, and the dog will say, okay. Because what's happening is when dogs are scared, especially people, they're using their eyes. They're not using their nose. Once they start using the nose, the fear, a lot of those insecurities go away. But we have to first get them to start using their nose. And then, of course, once that other person's handling the leash, they can now say, good. If the dog shuts down, slow it down, repeat, rinse and repeat. I'm going to say your name wrong, so I apologize. Chelsea, I guess. My dogs are also leash aggressive. They go bananas when they see another dog dogs lunging and barking, but only on leash. They're completely fine and quiet, social, and play other dogs when off leash. Again, being leash reactive is a very normal thing. If the dog plays well in social groups off leash, it's usually not an aggressive situation. Not saying it's not, but it's usually not. It's they don't know how to behave with this tool on them. And it's your job to teach them. And that's why I keep going back to watching my YouTube channel. Guys, it's Back to Basics Dog Training. Again, I will put the link in the Facebook comment sections of the different Facebook groups we're on after the broadcast to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Find the playlist, How to Leash Train My Dog in 5 Easy Steps. If the walk starts calm, goes through the threshold calm, and we do the structure of the walk calmly, they're not going to react. Most dogs that react are very high energy dogs that just, I'm ready to go, let me go. but we lost them before we got out of the house, and that's why it's so important to put the leash on the dog only when they're in a calm state of mind. It is so important to go through that threshold, like ladies and gentlemen, being invited outside in a calm state of mind. Because if you can't control those two steps, there is no way we can control the outside world. There's so much more stimulus out there. There's people, there's cars, there's dogs, there's cats, there's squirrels, there's bunnies, there's whatever. That's so much more stimulus. But if they're already going out on that 0 to 10 scale at a 3 or 4, it's so much harder to control. So you don't want them going through that threshold unless they're at a 2. Because now the state of mind is calmer. One, you get to corrections easier when they make a mistake. 2, their adrenaline is so far down, then it won't get to that explosion point as quick. And I hope that makes sense, guys, because it is so crucial. I got to get this on videotape so you guys can see it. I know somebody who I'm going to be using it for. 14-year-old, 5-year-old, and 2-year-old dog. And remember, no problem, Andrew. No, don't worry about being late. Tina, you're quite welcome. The thing is, and again, I hope I say your name right, Chelsea. I hope it's Chelsea. The 2-year-old could be triggering a lot of the unwanted behaviors because 2-year-old probably has more energy than the 14-year-old. And what I would do, because you have 3 dogs, is master the calm walk with all 3 dogs, one at a time. Don't try to do all 3 at one time. Good luck. I won't even try it. I may try 2. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did do 2. But 2 is hard because you have to literally learn how to split your body into like a yin and a yang, because each one is going to have a different energy level, and you got to know what you're correcting, who you're correcting, how you're correcting, because you got to meet or beat their intensity level. So when I talk to people about leash conditioning their dogs, do 1 at a time, master it 1. Not saying take a month to work with the 14-year-old and a month to work with the 5-year-old and same with the 2-year-old. You could do work with each one of them every day, but master all 3 of them before you take a pack walk together. If you get 2 done and 2 are going really good, take the 2. Take the 3rd one out separate until they all get on the same page. There's photos on my Facebook page of me walking 7, 8 dogs. I don't remember at one time. Well, when I walked them, they all started off in the same state of mind because we weren't going anywhere until we got everybody calm. Because I mean, in one of those, there's 2 Great Danes and there's a Yorkie in it. And then, in between, I think I had a boxer, we had Zoe, I had Maddie, and I think there was one more. But we all everybody, including me, was in the same calm state of mind with the 4 C's: calm, confidence, consistency to get the control. And I was able to walk all the dogs together without my shoulders popping out of the sockets, or without them redirecting at each other, or seeing my neighbors and going crazy, or whatever it was. Because it took me, I'll tell you now, when with the ones with the Great Danes and all, I think it took me about an hour and a half to get out of my house calmly with all those dogs at one time. But it was worth it to me because I was boarding them. I wasn't paying paid to train them. I just wanted to go for a walk with all these dogs because it was a gorgeous day out, and I took the time. And no matter what they tried, I just stayed calm, and they did try. Chelsea says it makes sense. My 5-year-old is a border collie, so you got high energy there. Jack Russell, and is the instigator. When he starts, the game is over. And yes, you said my name correctly. Good. Yeah. So it's no different than the case a customer I worked with last Saturday, I think it was, or Sunday. I don't remember anymore. Where I was called for one dog because this dog is showing aggression. And it was really the happy-go-lucky, high-energy dog that was instigating it, and this dog is the enforcer. So what I would say to do is work harder with your 5-year-old to get that 5-year-old to a calm state of mind. You got a border collie Jack Russell mix, so there's a lot of whoa in there. But if you take your time, Stay consistent with that 5-year-old and only reward that calm state of mind. Life will be so much better for you. So start with the troublemaker. Focus on the trouble. Not saying don't work with the other ones, but focus your main focus of your energy on the one that's the highest energy, to teach them how to be calm, to be ladies and gentlemen. Guys, it's so important. I can't stress to you how, the pat on the back, which is 18 inches from a kick in the butt. But when I walk Zoe in my complex, in a park, through the Charlotte, different towns, wherever I take her to, when I get the compliment that she is so calm no matter what is going on around her, it is the best compliment I can get. But I worked very, very hard on getting her to be a lady in public. Same way we work with our kids. They have to behave better in public than they do in our homes. We need to teach the dogs this, and that's getting them out there, socializing them, but socializing them not about play, socializing about coexisting in a calm world. Because that's what we need. We need a calm world. Let our dogs and animals teach us how to be calm. I say this all the time, and I know all you guys are probably fed up with hearing me say this, but energy is the most important form of communication we have with our animals. And I know this for a fact. And Jen, I was just thinking about you guys. I got to reach out to you later on tonight. Energy is the most important form of communication we have with our dogs. The dogs I've had in my life and the dogs I've trained have taught me to channel my energy in a better way. But what I notice is by channeling my energy and sticking to that calm confidence consistency to get the control has helped me not only interact and communicate better with my dogs and the dogs I work with, it's helped me better communicate with people. Energy is such a crucial thing in life that we just don't tap into. And if our dogs are going to help us teach us anything, and they should be teaching us stuff, is stay calm. We need to live in a calmer world. We all know this. We know what's going on in this world, and it's a bunch of crap. But the animal world doesn't get affected like we do. Why? Because they don't have those emotions. They don't have the anger and the frustration. Again, you guys all know me. This my trademark saying, no anger, no frustration, no nonsense, is a real way to live life. And the dogs taught me that because I'm not that smart. That's why I'm saying when we're working with our leash reactive dogs or the insecure dogs or the happy-go-lucky goofballs, there is no room in the training journey that we talk about for anger and frustration. They will not respond consistently to anger and frustration. Yes, they may respond to us out of anger. Got it out. Whoa. But then they're responding to you out of fear. I don't want your dogs to respond to you out of fear. They're not going to respond when you're frustrated because the energy is off. And if we can't channel that calm energy that I talk about, your dogs will tell you. I worked with somebody a couple of years ago, and they kept saying, I'm calm, I'm calm, I'm calm. I'm practicing your calm. But I'm looking at their dog and I'm like, no, you're not. You can tell me you're calm. You can fool me that you're calm. You can fool yourself you're calm. You can't fool Mother Nature. You can't. Your dogs will tell you what you're actually feeling. No different than when you're upset and your energy is, oh my God, something bad happened, whatever. And your dogs come over and just lay their head on your lap. You didn't say anything to them, but they understood your energy. And they said, oh, you need me right now. And they come over. So imagine if you're dealing with some of these situations that you guys talk to me about, leash reactivity, insecurity, and you stay calm, how much more they'll respond to you because now you're speaking their language. Energy is so crucial. And I said this last week, and I probably said it a million times again. How many of us use that term when we're trying to do something, get out the door? Easy. Easy. Or the greeting a little child. Easy. But if you feel your energy when you use those words, that word easy, it's actually a soft, easy energy you're using. You don't go easy. No, easy. And the dog's like, oh, okay. And it works because that's what you're really communicating is your energy. And I don't know how to stress it enough. But if you guys can just practice being calm, practice it for your sake, practice it for your dog's sake, practice it for your coworkers, your kids, your significant other. It works. Calm energy creates calm energy. Think about it. How many times has a loved one or a family member or a kid or a significant other or BFF come over and they're in a really crappy mood without saying a word and you become in a crappy mood because their energy is that powerful? Dogs tell us. Dogs tell us, guys. And I know this because I've seen it. Some of the people that I've had the privilege of working with them in their homes, with them and their dogs don't show me some of the unwanted behaviors. Why? Why? Because they read my energy. I am calm, I am confident. The two most important parts of the 4C's, calm confidence. They read it, they understand it, and they follow that energy. Guys, let me know if this makes sense in the comments. Please let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Because if I can help you tap into that calm energy, that's why I'm doing this. Watch what your dogs tell you. If you're frustrated because your dog is not getting the behavior you want, they're getting frustrated. If you're not confident in asking your dog not to be leash reactive, how can they be confident? Because they're reading your energy. You're not sure about what you're doing. I can't trust you. I can't follow you if you're not confident. I don't follow people that aren't confident. Think about work. Thinking about, our first responders, our military. Are they going to follow a leader that's not confident? No. Our dogs won't either. They get it. They get it. The lady who I talked to that I worked with last weekend who had the two dogs, and she's been sending me videos, of showing me the success. And the more success she has with the process, the more confidence she builds in herself, the more confidence her dogs build in her. And it's beautiful to witness. It's beautiful to see. Guys, I know I preach it, I'm not meaning to preach it, but I really, really, truly want to help you. And, there's all these different training methodologies out there, positive reward, balance training, force-free training, people that use tools, people that don't use tools, whatever it may be. If and I don't know how to classify myself in that training group. I say I'm a balanced trainer because I'm going to look at what is right for the dog, but I use the term balance different than other trainers. Energy is the best training tool. Energy fixes. I carry my tool bag that I go into customers' homes with, and I've told every single one of my customers the best tool I have in my training bag is here. It's my energy. It's what I'm projecting to the dogs because that's what they understand. It doesn't matter the leash, the harness, the martingale, the gentle leader, the e-collar, the prong collar. Those are just tools to help us accomplish something. The best tool I have in my training bag, period, end of discussion, is my energy. That's why dogs respond to me. Because I'm always calm, confident, and I don't care what the issue is with the dog. The dog could be aggressive, hate people, want to kill me. They could be scared, same energy. They could be happy-go-lucky, goofball, same energy. Chelsea says, I completely agree with being calm. Even feeling frustrated, not even voicing anything, my dogs notice, and they respond to that more than my voice commands. Absolutely. Hello, Maureen, Leon. What about a 1-year-old golden retriever who jumps and doesn't listen? Is it too late? It's never too late. Guys, I've done this technique I'm working with now 11 or 12-week-old German Shepherd puppy that's getting it. And I've worked on dogs that are 10, 11, 12 years old. Dogs get it. People, I have a hard time with people. Dogs get it. This happy-go-lucky golden retriever that jumps all over people, you're allowed to say no to it. But if the problem is it's a year plus, it's gotten away with it for a year, that doesn't matter. It may be a little harder. It won't be a quick fix, but it will get fixed if you stay calm and confident. You don't want them jumping on people and put on a leash. Make your leash correction. No, assertive, no anger, but mean it. No means no. Why? Because you said so. Don't explain to the dog why they shouldn't jump, why they should listen. Don't explain. Don't have the conversation. Like Chelsea said, the verbal doesn't make a difference. The verbal, us talking to our dogs makes no difference. You speak with your energy. If you want your dog to be calm, you have to be calm. That's how it works. Nancy says, makes sense. Just curious. It seems like Trixie does better on the leash when we are not in my neighborhood. Whoa, guys, I'm blowing this up. Hold on one second. When we walk in the neighborhood, she knows where all her doggy friends live and gets more excited when we get close to their homes. Is it a comfort level when she is more comfortable at home and looks more to me when something else, or is it you're over analyzing it? There's certain excitement because her doggy friends live on the block or whatever. But what I would do, and we can do this after she's spayed, and hopefully we start our training journey together, is when we're getting close to that home where her doggy friend is, disagree with the excitement. Just because we're passing, Fido's house doesn't mean you're allowed to get excited. We're going for a walk. Cut it out. So what I would do is if I see her getting excited when we're, a house away from Fido's, I see her getting excited. Nope. Sit. When I see her calm, we continue. It's no different. Guys, and you probably all experience this. When we go for a walk with our dogs and we get back to our house, our dogs get excited. And we think it's so cool. Look, they're home, and we let them off leash and we run. You're actually breaking everything you ever did. What I do when I get dogs that are excited to go back home is I keep going. I pass the house because I'm not going to let their excitement tell me what to do. So it's the same thing. Since Andrea, I know you try. I'm so sorry about Garson. I'm still searching for the right new German Shepherd. How do I best test dog on leash, pull, walk, and new pack leader? ME test. Can I do it with the current owner or? Oops, hold on. I hit the wrong thing. Current owner or the rescue leader right there. Looking to them for direction. Again, I can't because I don't know how the current owner or the rescuers are going to be. If I'm evaluating a dog that I personally want, I'm going to ask them if I can not take the dog, but if I can take the dog away from them. Because we don't know if this dog has bonded with that human. And I need to see how this dog is going to respond to me. So, and I've never had a problem with it, so it shouldn't be an issue. Hey, I'm going to take the dog. I'm going to take it for a walk. If it's a rescue area where there's a place to walk, I would definitely do that. I mean, if I'm going someplace, they have my car, they have my stuff. I'm going for a walk. I'm not going anywhere. And I do believe anybody who rescues or purchases a dog should do a walk with the dog separately. I would ask the rescue person or the shelter person, hey, I need to do this on my own. Because you want the dog to follow you, not the human they have already bonded with. And I've done this with every single dog I've ever rescued, even as a puppy. Older dogs that I've helped other people get. I do a service called matchmaking where I go to the shelters and I try to find the dog to match the energy of the human. And I do 4 or 5 dogs. I take 4 or 5 dogs one at a time by myself into a quiet area. So one, I can see how the dog is with me. with me, because if they're good for me, then I know I can get them to be good for their owners. So that matchmaking thing is great because I'm matching energy to energy. If you're a couch potato, you don't want a high energy dog, but if you're a high energy person, you don't want a couch potato dog. So I know how to match the energy in the household with their potential dog. But yeah, no, I would ask them, to you test the dog, you walk your dog without them. That's my suggestion. Um, and again, even though it's a new dog and it's in a shelter, guys, and we started talking about insecure dogs earlier. Remember, don't feel bad for the dog's insecurity. Don't feel bad if you're rescuing a dog for the dog's past. That's such a weak energy. Oh my God, you're scared. Oh my God, you lived on the streets. Remember, the beauty of dogs is they live in the moment. They look for proper leadership today to follow for the rest of their lives. Proper leadership is always those 4 C's of training: calm, confidence, consistency to get control. I was talking to somebody the other day about decompression time on a dog, and the dog could, showed, you rescue a dog, they go through a decompression period. We know this. It's anywhere from, depending on where you look, in my experience, it's anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months before you see their true colors. But if you start them from day one, when you rescue a dog or bring a dog into your home, if you start setting clear rules, boundaries, and limitations with the proper exercise, discipline, and then the affection, that decompression, when they do show their true colors, isn't so bad because they're getting what they need by setting clear rules, boundaries, limitations, exercise, discipline, and then affection. You are establishing yourself as the pack leader. They're not going to show their true colors because the true colors is that they want to follow that calm confidence. So, guys, I hope this made sense. I know I was all over the place. Remember, if you're in the local South Carolina, North Carolina area, if you need a one-on-one private session, please reach out to me. I'll put my contact information up here. I got to actually change the phone number, but we'll leave it up there until I stop being lazy. The phone number is still a good number. The calm confidence, I can teach you one-on-one. We do private one-on-one sessions in the comfort of your home. Working on some other things. Stay tuned. If you're not in the local Carolina area and you need me to focus more on your issues, specifically with your dog, we can do Zoom sessions. Zoom training is an economical way of training, and it's definitely focused on your issues. Not like today, we talked about insecurity, we talked about leash reactive, we talked about a happy-go-lucky. So I talk about a plethora of information in these lives, which is great, and it keeps me energetic. But if you need more one-on-one coaching, reach out to me. We can always set up a Zoom training. So you can reach out to me at the 631-514-9128. Texting is always the best option. Or email me at info@backtobasicsdogtraining.com. Please, if you haven't already, if you're joining me from another Facebook group or page, remember, go to Back to Basics Dog Training SC for South Carolina on Facebook. Like my page, because I will be introducing some new stuff we're coming out with shortly, I hope. If you haven't already found it, go to my YouTube channel, Back to Basics Dog Training. I think my logo's up there. And subscribe to my page because hopefully we'll be getting more and more videos soon. I'm trying to get somebody to go around with me on training sessions to videotape or video me, and we'll get some good content hopefully up on our YouTube channel soon. I keep trying this and it's not working properly. But with that being said, guys, if there's no other questions, we're at the 45-minute mark. We're going to wrap this up soon. But of course, if there's questions, I'll stay as long as you guys want me to. But if there's no other questions, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, thank you for inviting me into your home each and every Saturday morning. It is truly an honor and a privilege to come to you live every Saturday morning and now Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, stay healthy, stay safe. God bless. And remember, together, we can help one dog and one family at a time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. We'll see you Tuesday evening.